Happy morning, dear students. Today we are going to discuss about the common congenital heart malformations. Previous session we discussed about what is congenital malformations, and then we discussed about fetal circulation and changes in the fetal circulation at birth. What is congenital malformations, ductus venous and ductus arteriosus, and everything we discussed previous session. Just previous class is just introduction class. Okay, today we will discuss about the classification of congenital malformations. Here the classification is cyanotic and then cyanotic. Two classification is there. Cyanotic means here the child is not having any cyanosis in these conditions. Cyanotic means whenever the child is suffered with this cyanotic conditions, the child is having some cyanosis. So we will discuss one by one. First we will discuss acyanotic condition. Acyanotic conditions means that is left to right shunt, and in the cyanotic condition that is right to left shunt is there. Okay, left to right shunt means here the from left side of heart to the right side of the heart some shunt is there. Okay, what are the conditions is there under that means in this acyanotic heart conditions, heart disease conditions are increased pulmonary blood flow is there. So increased pulmonary blood flow, there is no cyanosis is there. Okay, when in this condition, cyanotic condition, here the pulmonary blood flow is decreased, so child is having cyanosis. That is the remembering point. Okay, in acyanotic means increased pulmonary blood flow is there. In the cyanotic is decreased pulmonary blood flow is there. Okay, here first we will discuss acyanotic conditions. Here acyanotic, again it is divided into two, that is left to right shunt and then obstructive lesions. Here the obstructive lesions means again it is divided. Okay, first we will discuss about left to right shunt. What are the conditions comes under the left to right shunt means ventricular septal defect, that is VSD, ventricular septal defect, that is first condition. Second one is patent ductus arteriosus, that is another is persistent ductus arteriosus, PDA condition is there. And next one is atrial septal defect, that is ASD. And next one is atrioventricular septal defect. Here the same atrioventricular septal defects is there. And next one is atrioventricular septal defects, that also is AVSD, also is the same atrium and then ventricular defects is there. Okay, these are the left to right shunt conditions. Okay, these conditions are comes under the acyanotic. Okay, under the acyanotic, obstructive lesions is there. Okay, that is what are the conditions are pulmonary stenosis, that is PS, aortic stenosis, AS, coarctation of the aorta, COA condition. These three conditions are comes under the obstructive lesions. Okay, all of you clear? Under the acyanotic, it is divided into two, that is left to right shunt one and obstructive lesions. Because of increased pulmonary blood flow, there is no cyanosis is there in this condition, acyanotic conditions. Okay, in the viva questions they are asking, okay, this is VSD, it is an increased pulmonary blood flow or decreased pulmonary blood flow, they are asking. So that time you will tell easily. Okay, acyanotic means increased pulmonary blood flow is there, so cyanosis will not be there, that those babies. Okay, next one is cyanotic conditions. Here the decreased pulmonary blood flow is there. What are the conditions is there? Cyanotic means that is right to left shunt, the right side of the heart to the left side of the heart, the blood flow will be moving, so the oxygenated blood is moving into the deoxygenated side, so baby is having cyanosis. Okay, here what are the conditions is there means under the cyanotic means tetralogy of palate. Okay, and next one is transposition of great arteries, TGA condition is there. And next one is truncus arteriosus, and then tricuspid atresia, total anomalous pulmonary venous drainage. These are the conditions that comes under the cyanotic, that is decreased pulmonary blood flow conditions. Okay, this whole this congenital malformations class is depending upon this classification, which condition is comes under the cyanotic or acyanotic, whether it is obstructive lesions. Okay, you should be by heart this this classification is very important. Okay, coming to the first, according to another classification, I said no, congenital heart defects can be classified into the categories. Here that is increased pulmonary blood flow, and then obstructive blood flow, and then decreased pulmonary blood flow. Here the increased pulmonary blood flow means cyanotic condition is there. Okay, and then and obstructive blood flow means that also cyanotic conditions. Decreased pulmonary blood flow, that also it is comes under the cyanotic condition. Okay, here the left side, here this is right to left shunt. Here because of increased pulmonary blood flow, what happened, the right to left shunt is there. Okay, what happened here, the cyanosis is there, the deoxygenated blood may enter into this here, so cyanotic conditions is there. Okay, here the right to left shunt is there. Next, decreased pulmonary blood flow, that is right to left shunt is there. So here what happened, the whatever blood is going to oxygenated side, here the deoxygenated blood is there, here the oxygenated blood is there. So what happened in this decreased pulmonary blood flow, that is right to left shunt, here the deoxygenated blood may enter into the oxygenated side. So what happened, child is having mixed blood, that is deoxygenated and oxygenated blood. So child is having cyanosis. So in the right to left shunt only we will identify the cyanotic conditions. Okay, this is about the classification. We will see what are the conditions is comes under the increased pulmonary blood flow. Same I said in that classification, no, that only here comes. Here the increased pulmonary blood flow means at cyanotic, that is atrial septal defects, ventricular septal defect, patent ductus arteriosus, and atrioventricular canal defects. Here the atrial septal defects means here the two atriums is there. In between this atrium, one septum is there. Here the defects is appear in this between the two atriums. And next one is ventricular septal defects. Here this is the right ventricle, this is the left ventricle. Here the septum, in between separation is there. Here what happens, some septal defect, opening is there, so blood is moving here and to here. So, and next one is patent ductus arteriosus. Here the arterios, child is having patent ductus arteriosus, and then it is a cyanotic condition. Here the child is having some structural deformity of the arteriosus, ductus arteriosus. And next one is atrioventricular canal defects, both atriums and then ventricular canal defects. These are the cyanotic conditions comes under the increased pulmonary blood flow. And next one is obstructive lesions. Here the obstructive lesions are AS means aortic stenosis, PS means pulmonary stenosis, coarctation of the aorta, COA conditions. These are the obstructive conditions. And next one is decreased pulmonary blood flow conditions. What are the decreased pulmonary blood flow conditions are? TOF means tetralogy of the palate, tricuspid atresia, transposition of great arteriosus, tricuspid atresia, and hypoplastic left heart syndrome. Two times it is repeating, no? So here these are the conditions that comes under the decreased pulmonary blood flow. And okay, next we will discuss about the atrial septal defects. This atrial septal defects comes under which condition? Here it is a left to right shunt. Here left to right shunt means here this is the right side of the heart, this is the left side of the heart, left to right shunt it is there. So what happened here, this atrial septal defects, here the both atriums is there, this is the right atrium, this is the left atrium. In between that foramen oven is there, because an improper closure of that foramen oven, here this oven, some septal defects is there, so some hole is there. So here it is some opening, it may be here through that opening deoxygenated blood enter into the oxygenated side, oxygenated blood may enter into the deoxygenated side. So this is here atrial septal defects means both atriums is having some structural deformity, hole is there. Okay, coming to the introduction, atrial septal defect is an abnormal communication between the left and right atrias. ASDs account for 9% of child congenital heart diseases. Okay, here it is a communication between the two atriums. Look at this here. This is the right atrium. This is the left atrium. Here what happened, normally it is closed. Right side is deoxygenated blood is there, left side is oxygenated blood is there. But here what happened, in between two atriums, some communication is there, one hole is there in between two atriums. What happened here, the left to right atrium, the passage will be there. Here the deoxygenated blood may enter into the oxygenated side, oxygenated blood again enter into the deoxygenated side. This is happening in the atrial septal defects. Here the atrial septal defects is having three types. Okay, look at this picture here. It is having three types of atrial septal defects. First one is sinus venous, and second one is ostium secundum, ostium primum. These are the conditions is there. First we will discuss one by one. First one is ostium secundum of the atrial septal defects. Total three types of ASD is there. First one is ostium secundum. Ostium secundum means the most common type of atrial septal defects is abnormal opening in the middle of the atrium. Here this is ostium. Look at here. Look at here. This is ostium secundum. Here in between the middle of the atrium, one big hole is there. Because of that, the deoxygenated blood and then oxygenated blood may enter into the atriums, both sides. It is a most common type. Where it is there, this ostium secundum at the middle of the atrium is there. Okay, where it is there means at the middle of the atrium, this that opening is there, abnormal opening. Okay, this is the first one is ostium secundum. Second one is ostium primum. Third one is sinus venous ASD. Okay, ostium primum means it is an abnormal opening at the bottom of the atriums. Here the abnormal opening at the bottom of the atrium. Here the bottom of the atrium it is there, that is ostium primum is there. Okay, in middle it is there, what it is there, ostium secundum. Primum is it is the bottom of the atrium, the abnormal opening is there, that is the second type of the ASD. Next, third type of the ASD, it is an sinus venous ASD. Abnormal opening at the top of the atrial septum, increased association with partial anomalous pulmonary venous return is there. Okay, here where it is there, at the top means sinus, here at the top of the atrium it is there, that is called as sinus venous ASD. Okay, total how many types is there? Three types is there. First type is what it is there, ostium secundum. Ostium secundum, this is the middle part of the atrium is having hole. Second one is ostium primum. Okay, it is the lower part of the atrium is having abnormal communication. Next, third one is sinus venous ASD. Okay, here the sinus, two sinus is there. No, here the sinus venous ASD. In between the sinus venous areas, one hole is there. So, child is suffering with these sinus venous ASD. These are the three types of ASD. Okay, coming to the pathophysiology and the etiology of the ASD. First, the blood flow from the higher pressure. Okay, that is the left atrium to across the ASD into the lower pressure, that is the right atrium is there. So here it is we call as a left to right shunt. Here the high pressure area is there, no, from because here the high pressure area is there from left to right side. Because through that opening, through that hole, the blood is enter into the from left atrium to the right atrium. The blood flow from the high pressure, that is left atrium, to across the ASD into the lower pressure into the atrium, that is left to right shunt is there. Okay, we are discussing left to right shunt, that is increased pulmonary blood flow conditions. Okay, in this what happen, increased blood return to the right heart, leads to the right heart ventricular volume overload and right ventricular dilatation is there. What happened here? Again, here the this is deoxygenated blood, this is oxygenated blood, because here one communication hole is there. Okay, what happened? Again, oxygenated blood may enter into the right atrium. When atrial contraction, it enter into the right ventricle. What happened? The dilatation of the ventricles also is there. Here the ventricular overload is there, because whenever the atrial contraction, overload is there. Okay, here the overdumping of the oxygenated and then deoxygenated blood into that right ventricle. So, what happened here? The right ventricular hypertrophy is there. It increased pulmonary blood flow and it leads to the elevated pulmonary artery pressure. So, again, whenever ventricular contraction, what happen? It may be enter into the pulmonary veins. Okay, what happen here? Through it may enter into this pulmonary artery. What happened? The pressure also is more high, because again and again they are cleansing the blood. Okay, so this deoxygenated blood may again and again enter. This oxygenated blood also is enter into this, because that hole. Okay, that is pathophysiology. And next, coming to the clinical manifestations of ASD, atrial septal defects. Usually ASD conditions asymptomatic conditions, because it is an acyanotic condition, because there is no cyanosis is there, but sometimes clinical symptoms vary depending upon the type of associated defects. Here the I said no, three types is there. No, what are the three types of atrial septal defects? That is sinus venous defects, that is high, it is there. Ostium secundum, it is, that is medial. Ostium primum, that is lower part, it is there. Okay, these are the types. Again, because of that types, depending upon that types, child is suffering with some clinical features. What is the congestive heart failure? Usually not until the third or fourth decades of the life. Okay, frequent upper respiratory infections, because some pulmonary overload is there, so child is suffering with some frequent upper respiratory tract infections and poor weight gain, decreased exercise tolerance. Okay, these are the conditions may clinical features may present in that babies. Okay, and next one is diagnostic evaluations. Okay, first we should do the auscultation. Soft systolic ejection murmurs, hard, best at the left upper sternal border, because the atrium is having hole, no? So here we will clearly auscultate the murmur sounds. Okay, mostly where it is present means sternal, at the upper sternal border. Okay, widely split fixed second heart sounds. Okay, these are the, whenever we are checking auscultation, the systolic ejection murmurs we will clearly heard at the upper sternal border. Okay, and next, coming to the diagnostic evaluation, that is chest x-ray. It varies normal to the right atrium and ventricular dilatation and increased pulmonary marking is there, because that heart left heart side, here the left ventricular overload is there, no? So increased pulmonary marking also we will identify. Whenever we are checking the ECG, it varies the right axis deviation and middle RVH, right ventricular hypertrophy, or right bundle branch block also we will see. Okay, mostly right ventricular hypertrophy we will identify in the ECGs. And whenever we are checking the two-dimensional echocardiogram, that is 2D echo with Doppler study and then color flow mapping, identify the site and of the ASD and associated lesions, and document the left to right flow across the atrial septum. And cardiac catheterization, usually it is not needed for the initial diagnosis. Whenever the child is suffering with this three types, means ostium secundum, ostium primum, and then sinus venous. These three conditions may severely open is there, no? That time some cardiac catheterization is needed, but initial stages it was not needed. Okay, these are the clinical diagnostic evaluations. And coming to the management, monitor and reassess. Spontaneous closure rate is small, but may occur up to the age. Sometimes at birth some children is having this opening. Automatically when the child is grown up, automatically this hole between the atriums is subside, automatically closing is there. The treatment with the congestive therapy they are giving, that is digoxin and then lasix, may be necessary if the signs of congestive heart failure are present. Usually not until the third or fourth decade of the life if it is child is having ASD. Okay, sometimes it is unrepaired. That time they are needed some surgical interventions. Ineffective endocarditis prophylaxis for 6 months after surgery or atrial closure device is used. Okay, that is sometimes if it is their baby is after at the age baby is not babies this ASD was not closed properly, that times they are going for the surgical interventions. Okay, whether the cardiac catheterization for the placement of an atrial closure device for the ostium secundum defects, that time only they did this cardiac catheterization. Okay, whether any medical management, whether child grown up, that time also the closure of the atrium was not there. If that time surgical repair is needed, the primary repair is suture closure of the ASD. Okay, and patch repair of the ASD also is doing. Okay, this is about the surgical intervention of the ASD. All of you clear? Next, coming to the complications. Here the complications are congestive heart failure. Mostly rare conditions we will see. That also one of the complications, and ineffective endocarditis. Inflammation of the endocardium is there, and then embolic shock. Here because of some clot maybe obstruct the bifurcated branches of the veins or arteries. Here the embolus, look at this picture. Here the embolus is there, no, here through the blood vessels where the bifurcation is there, here that blood clot may enter into the brain, and then child is having embolic shocks. Okay, and next one is pulmonary hypertension and then atrial arrhythmias. These are the complications are present associated with this the atrial septal defects. All of you clear? Nothing is there in the atrial septal defects. It is an congenital malformations. This condition comes under the left to right shunt because of increased pulmonary blood flow. This atrial septal defects, this condition is comes under that. Here three types is there ASD under that, sinus venous defects, and then ostium secundum, ostium primum. Okay, the surgical management of this ASD is Deccan patch or patches or suture. Okay, mostly they are doing automatically by the child is grown up. This closure will be there whenever the three types is associated with that babies. That time the surgical intervention is needed. That is Deccan patch or suture closure. Okay, this is about the ASD. All of you clear?